How challenging were medieval maps for early European explorers? Imagine setting sail into unknown waters with only a map that looks more like a religious illustration than a guide. That was the reality for early European explorers during the Middle Ages. Medieval maps, like the famous Mappa Mundi and T-O maps, were not designed to help explorers find their way across oceans. Instead, they showed a symbolic view of the world, with Jerusalem at the center and East at the top. These maps included mythical creatures and religious symbols, making them more about faith than geography. They often lacked accurate coastlines, distances, or directions, which made navigation tricky. Explorers couldn't rely on these maps to find new lands or chart courses across vast oceans. As time went on, new types of maps appeared that changed the game. Portolan charts, which started to be used in the 13th century, were hand-drawn sea maps that showed coastlines, ports, and sailing routes with surprising accuracy. These maps used compass directions and information from sailors who knew the waters well. They helped explorers travel more confidently along coastlines and between ports, especially in the Mediterranean. But even these maps had limits. They often distorted land shapes at higher latitudes and had some mystery around how they were made. The methods mapmakers used to create them are still not fully understood today. Before Portolan charts, explorers depended on landmarks like headlands and islands to guide their ships. This meant they mostly stayed close to familiar waters and avoided venturing into the open ocean. The invention of the magnetic compass in the late 12th century was a huge boost. It allowed sailors to determine direction even when landmarks were out of sight. Still, they needed better maps to go further and explore new territories. The shift from symbolic medieval maps to more practical navigational charts marked a turning point. It was part of a larger movement during the late Middle Ages, driven by increased trade, the Crusades, and new technology. These advancements laid the groundwork for the Age of Discovery, when explorers like Christopher Columbus and Vasco da Gama set out to find new routes and lands. While medieval maps were not perfect tools for exploration, their evolution reflected the growing desire to understand and navigate the world beyond familiar shores. This transition from faith-based maps to more accurate charts was a key step in ending an era of limited knowledge and beginning a new chapter of global exploration.